evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of You, Me, and He, episode 40, fellas. Here we go. How are you doing tonight?
Doing okay. You kind of caught me off guard there.
Is it because I was halfway expecting Drew to try and usurp the throne again, so I just wanted to give him a little bit of...
Gotcha. Dude. All right. You were protecting me and you.
Exactly. Exactly.
Makes sense now.
You think I'm going to do that 2 weeks in a row? No. I'm going to wait for you to forget about it.
Excellent. Okay. Well, hey, I am your host, Rob Lambert, and I'm joined by my co-host.
This is Josh Frankenstein.
Y esto se Drew Carroll.
Oh, nice. Was that Espanol?
Did you practice that all day, Drew?
No, I just looked it up on Google Translate.
It shows. It's about as good as your Burt Reynolds impression.
Oh, my gosh. Fellas, exciting news. This week, we launched our Patreon, and I just want to say to our listeners, if you are interested in helping support the show and take it to the next level, Patreon is going to be the most awesome way to do that. Patreon is a platform that's going to let you donate to the show an amount of money that you feel comfortable, and it's going to get you access to some cool stuff. Really quick, let me run this down. If you give $2 a month, you're going to get access to deleted audio. I'm talking about the audio that we keep rolling during our commercial break and after the show goes off the air.
That's kind of scary, actually.
It's a little dangerous. What can I say about that audio except that it gets a little squirrely and it will be uncensored. So $2 a month. You can't beat it. You're going to get one from every episode. $5 a month is going to get you that, plus access to a monthly live chat where you can ask us anything and join in on the conversation. That'll be great. $10 a month is going to get you a sponsored by shout out on every single episode. Plus, it's going to get you priority consideration for questions or topic suggestions you might have. And if for some reason you decide to get crazy and give us $20 a month, you're going to get all of those things. Plus, we're going to have you sit in on a segment in one episode, probably a listener question, but you'll get to sit in on the show. And I don't know how that's going to go, but we're just going to give it a shot because you're awesome and you're giving us $20 a month. So there you go. You can find it at patreon.com/youmehepodcast. And now's the time, people. Jump in, help support the show. It'll be awesome. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, come join us on an episode. Let's see what you got.
Yeah.
Let's see what you got.
That's right.
So that's more than just our family in there.
Yeah.
Dudes. Okay. Last week, Drew, just in a moment of clarity and just beautiful inspiration, brought up the fact that the band Korn has their own coffee, which we will definitely be buying a bag and we will be trying. That goes without saying.
We're going to have to, yes.
Now, things spiraled out of control a little bit. We poked some fun at Korn. I think that we opened a beautiful door to all the different marketing possibilities that they can have during the season, right? I mean, come on.
Yeah, dude, we should actually charge them for some of the ideas we've gotten.
This one could actually take off. I have to admit, I went back and listened to the clip on Instagram with the shot of Jonathan just out there with a coffee mug, dude, and I could not stop laughing. Dude, it was so funny, man. I'm sorry. I know everyone says you're not supposed to laugh at your own joke, but I mean, that was
pretty
Drew,
funny, dude.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Well, I'm glad that you liked it, Josh, because I can tell you that the folks on Reddit in the Korn subreddit, the guys who are following and who are huge fans of Korn, they did not appreciate it at all.
Was my cousin Michael one of them? Was my cousin Michael?
I thought, hey, who is going to appreciate some beautiful Korn comedy and just shout outs than the very fanboys
who represent them?
Why am I not surprised? No, why am I not surprised, dude? Like, I mean, I might be stepping over the line here, but I mean, it does kind of remind me of a group of people who probably are trying to fit into a size lower in their tap out T-shirt as they're drinking at the bar. Hey, yeah, Korn's good. I also want to hear some Five Finger Death Punch.
Exactly. Yeah. So I thought I would just grab a couple of the comments that were left on this video that I posted just to let you know how the Korn fans themselves felt.
Nah, who cares?
about this clip that we loved so much. So a shout out to a user. I don't know how you say it. It's spelled EAN6625. So maybe it's Ian6625, but he didn't know how to spell his name. Anyway, he says, and I quote, "So unfunny, they're busting out laughing before the punchlines." Now, I told him that maybe we could institute a 3-second pause after each joke and then laugh, but I don't know if that's great radio.
Wait. Hold on. Let me make sure I understand this. This guy thought it was unfunny because we were laughing at punchlines before they were finished. Punchlines that we weren't even aware of, that we made up while we were actually making this discussion.
Josh.
But that's why it was unfunny.
Neither of you had heard of corn
Yeah.
corn coffee before.
Okay, now hang on. That was the appetizer. Let's get to the main course. This is probably the best one.
Yes,
This comes from a user.
Thank you, Ian, for that wonderful basket of garlic fries. That was just amazing.
Ian with an E.
You're salty.
Just like those fries. Okay, so we want to, but now to the user, press start to play. This is what he says. Dad radio full of crappy jokes. They laugh too hard at their own jokes. I wonder what happens on the show when something is actually funny. So I told him I'm not sure, but we'll get back to him when we find out.
He's got a point, but in the end, I would prefer doing this than living in my mother's basement.
Dude, how do we? We should reach out to guys like that and get them on the show, dude.
Hey, come have a cup of corn coffee with us. You might actually
exactly.
enjoy it.
I'll have to say to Ian and Mr. Press Start to Play. And I'm going. Oh, and once this episode goes live, I'm going to tag them and I'm going to let them know that we talked about.
Yeah, absolutely.
We make fun because we love, and we actually think it's going to be awesome to try some of the coffee. So
that's not true at all.
I was trying to build a bridge, Drew.
No, there's no reason. There's absolutely. It's very apparent that's not even our fan base right now, actually. So I don't even care.
We don't care about you. Okay. That was rude. I apologize. Okay. Anyways,
Don't apologize.
So all I have to say is posting on the corn subreddit. Horrible choice. See you next week. Okay. All right, let's get to the meat. Fellas, did you hear this week LaCroix under fire, possible lawsuit? Did you hear about this in the news?
Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised you're still drinking it.
Oh, yes. I got my coconut LaCroix right here. Now, here's the deal, fellas. This week has been chock full of situations where it just seems like people bring forth allegations and then they don't have any way to prove it. And then people just kind of jump on the bandwagon and believe that that's kind of exactly what happened without actually trying to prove anything or have any evidence.
Does that happen?
You should watch Making a Murder. It's been happening for a long time. It's just now finally happening to rich people.
Awesome. So all I'm trying to say is I can't wait for my LaCroix to be vindicated. And people on Facebook, stop sending me posts about cloning your profile.
Wait,
It's
so
not
what?
a thing.
Wow.
Just leave me alone.
Yeah. I actually think the real problem is that somebody's LaCroix ended up tasting like crotch sweat, and they got really upset. So.
Shouldn't have got the taint flavor.
Oh my gosh. So all I'm saying is maybe I sound a little bit salty, and that's because I am. We live in a time where people can bring forth allegations without any evidence. People don't do any actual research. People don't actually read. They just sort of check out the headlines and they believe it. And I don't know about you guys, but it's just frustrating to me.
I mean, yeah.
Josh, do me a favor. Tell me how you're doing, man.
I'm doing okay. I had another new highlight that I didn't expect this last week. I was working in the Bay Area, and I was in this little town called Danville, and it has a lot of nice restaurants. This little place in Danville, it's got a lot of nice little restaurants, and I was sitting outside on the veranda, having my dinner, and
I don't know what that is.
Oh, it's a patio.
A veranda.
The veranda. Veranda.
Pateo.
So Danville's classy.
No, that wasn't her name, I promise.
Oh my gosh.
The patio, man. The dinner patio. And while I'm sitting there just like having a conversation, this biker gang just like pulls up on Main Street and they're just causing a ruckus, man. I just don't understand like why anyone would embarrass themselves this way. All these little pedal bicycles from the 1950s come pulling up down Main Street with all these like little bells, and I'm just like, what the crap is going on here? I've seriously just been transported 50 years back. And I
all like beach cruiser.
Yeah, dude, like beach cruiser bicycles. Like, I mean,
Did somebody yell, "Everybody to the Sandlot"?
that's probably what they should have done. I mean, it was really funny. I mean, they're coming down Main Street, dude. And when they get to this bar, which I don't know if maybe you want to call it a bar, but I mean, it's definitely a watering hole where you go and get drinks. But they actually parked their bicycles as
Like
if they had
motorcycles?
choppers, out there. Like they're
my
all on the
dude.
street and they're all pushed out. And what was worse, I mean, no one's wearing leather, but what was worse was they get off their bicycles, man, and they just think they're like the coolest thing on the planet. Like we just, saved how many pounds of carbon from going into the air?
How old are they?
And this is cool, people. This is cool. A few of them actually had like an electric motor drive on the back of their boat,
nice.
on the back of their bicycle.
Oh, I'd cruise like that.
I'm sure you would. You got a skateboard that does that, right?
Yeah, I do.
This town, dude, is very, very uppity. I mean, that's
like
that's
in
what
the
I was
Bay
trying to
Area?
sell. Yeah, that's why I was sitting on the veranda. Veranda.
It makes it sound like you're in like New Orleans, dude.
Well, definitely wasn't there. That's where cool people actually are.
It's no surprise that none of them were wearing leather, but I expect that if you're going to be in a bicycle gang, everybody should be wearing like sweater vests or something like that, right?
Oh yes, there was actually some of that, and going back to the age thing, dude, it was people like probably anywhere ranging from 45 to 60.
Okay. So
And there were a lot of them. I'm talking, dude, there were like 50 of them, like all riding together.
Dude, if it was like the apocalypse, that would actually be kind of scary. Hey, okay,
Oh
what's
my gosh.
happening?
Hopefully a couple.
I'm just
of them have,
imagining
like, a baseball
sweater
bat.
vests, capris,
Yeah, dude.
sun visors.
Yeah. No, I'm talking like
Wrinkles, balding.
very, very upper middle class to like lower end rich. Like that type
Those
of thing.
huge sunglasses that the yard duty teacher used to wear.
Yeah.
So they ride their bicycles back to a house where they have lifted trucks and sports cars. And
Probably. And actual Harleys.
Yeah.
It was just one of those nights, apparently. We're going to decrease our carbon footprint. They probably actually even think that you can't get a DUI on a bicycle, which, by the way, you can.
You definitely can.
Just FYI to anybody.
Wait, that's legit? You
Yeah,
can do that?
that's legit. You can get a DUI on a bicycle.
I don't know who you can hurt other than yourself.
It
But
doesn't matter.
Oh my gosh. There's just a cop walking behind you saying, "Sir, can you pull over, sir? I don't want to shout. I really don't want to shout. Can you pull over, sir?"
they just tackle them.
Anyway, dude, it wasn't even one of those things where like I was laughing really hard. You're just so stunned at what you're actually witnessing that you don't know what to say.
Did I wake up in Pleasantville? What's happening?
Oh man, yeah, it could have been that bad actually, probably. It's just the beginning of a word away. Okay, I know that was stupid. Anyway, Drew.
Oh man, my week was pretty busy, dude. Busy at work and everything. But I did get to catch up on some events and a couple of things that caught my eye. Do you guys know who Banksy is?
Oh yeah.
The artist?
No, sorry.
Okay.
I'm too dad for that.
Well, no. I don't think anybody should know who this dude is.
Okay. I don't feel
But
bad.
He's very
Wait,
popular.
technically, doesn't nobody know really who he is? I mean,
Yeah, he doesn't really have an identity. He does everything like covered up and at nighttime. But anyways,
it's like
dude,
Batman.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say he sounds like the boogeyman.
No,
Like,
dude.
not Batman.
He's not like Batman, dude. He's like like the crappiest version of Batman ever, dude.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
I'm drawing. He's basically painting pictures of stuff. Like it's all very political driven or like humanitarian.
Okay. Is this the guy, or this is the guy that like does everything like in the dark or something?
Yeah,
so you
dude.
don't see it until like later.
He has a theme
I think I've
park.
heard that.
What's it called? Dismaland or something. It's supposed to be like you go there, dude, but it shows you like really depressing stuff, like a boat going across water and it's like full of immigrants and I think it like sinks and stuff, and then there's all this. It's like all depressing stuff to look at.
Are you talking about like? I don't know what you're talking about.
No, okay, it's a theme park, dude.
Okay,
you Google it. It's a super depressing theme park. Anyways, dude, so he had this painting that was on. It was up for auction, and it sold for $1.4 million. And they're all in the auction room, and they're sitting there, and you could see everything's frantic. People are on the phone. All of a sudden, this painting starts to come down the bottom, and he had built a shredder into the frame.
The frame.
So that the painting would go down and go through the shredder because his whole point was
I saw something on the news about this today.
No matter how much money you have, you can never own art.
Okay, but it didn't go all the way through.
No,
it didn't
it's
go
like
all the way
halfway.
through.
And now they're saying that the painting is probably worth more.
Yeah,
So it like backfired on everything that he thought about it.
Okay.
No, and someone made a comment about that. Like I remember hearing something about that today. I didn't realize that's what it was. But someone's comment about that was, I don't understand the art world.
100%. Because, dude, when I saw the painting originally, I'm like, this is crap.
Yeah. No,
$1.4
that's what they were alluding to.
Yeah.
No, or that's what this individual was alluding to. Like, this painting was terrible, and it got worse, and somehow increased in value.
Yeah. He tried to destroy it, and then the price went up. Yeah.
Okay.
Insane,
So awesome.
dude.
I don't mean to jump into Josh's position here, but I want to have a teeny tiny, real quick conspiracy corner.
Oh,
okay?
bless you.
Two things. One, this isn't a conspiracy, but if you go back and watch the clip, how excited the auctioneer is when he hits the mallet and sells it. It's so funny. And then it just shreds. Yeah, dude. Go watch it. It's hilarious.
Was this thing like sound triggered by like the gavel or something?
Okay.
To just start.
No.
That is the conspiracy that I would like to throw your way. Because here's the deal. In order for that thing to trigger, I'm imagining somebody had to be there and ready to like remotely start it.
So was Banksy
I was
in
going to
the room?
say.
So how about this? Banksy is probably in the room and is the one who triggered it. But what about this?
What if he's the auctioneer?
What if Banksy is the one who bought it, shredded it, and now when he sells it, it'll be worth even more money?
Ooh.
But it already sold for $1.4 million.
But now it's worth even more, and if he was willing to spend, it's like he invested in his own thing.
If he made the product, auctioned it off to himself,
bought it from himself, then shredded it.
And now he sells it for even more money.
This guy's just a mad genius.
I never claimed to be an artist. Oh, yeah, dude, so crazy.
Maybe this guy actually moonlights as the Joker. You know, he's just like,
oh my god, dude,
he's just like everything's chaos.
Have you guys?
If I caught a car, I wouldn't know what to do with it.
So now that you brought that up, I wasn't going to talk about this, but have you seen Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker?
No,
dude,
no.
Yes,
and what do you think?
What's he going to be the Joker in?
If it's anything,
the new Batman, like with Ben Affleck.
Here's what I'll say.
I don't know what he's going to be in, dude. I think
we can all agree. Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger was amazing. Okay. Then we got Jared Leto. Now here's the deal. Jared Leto is awesome, but Jared Leto's Joker, I didn't see the movie, so
I unfortunately did.
It was crap, dude.
Okay, good. Okay.
Warner Brothers.
So you're validating what I thought it was.
Together,
oh,
dude.
Yeah.
Like
start to end, dude. That movie was a failure.
Not that I was ever a huge fan of DC Comics, but they are just ruining it for me. Like just ruining it.
Dang it.
Yeah, it's bad.
I feel like Joaquin has the potential to be more along the lines of a Heath Ledger Joker than a Jared Leto. So that's all I'm saying. When I saw it, I was intrigued. I don't hate it. I'm interested.
Once again,
I'm not.
What film is he supposed to be the Joker in?
Dude, who knows? Maybe it's like a Joker origin story.
Maybe it's like a future casting. They're like, well, we got a Joker when we have another movie.
Let's just shoot some stuff.
What's George Clooney doing? Maybe he can come back and play Batman.
There you go.
Okay, dude. Obviously, the other thing that happened over the weekend was the fight between McGregor and Khabib.
Dude, you would not let this one go. You have been all about this.
Because it is one of the funniest things that I've seen in a long time, dude. McGregor, I don't dislike the dude. Well, no, I kind of do dislike the dude. He seems like a pretty terrible person.
Before you go any further, I'm just saying, whatever you say could end up upsetting our corn fans in their tap out T-shirts. Okay,
I'm okay with that.
And we do know that Conor McGregor has a little bit of a hot streak. So if he hears this, he could come for you. Careful.
Yeah,
that's fine, dude. He has a lot of money. That's if he ever wakes up in his suit.
That's if he ever wakes up from his chokehold.
Spoilers, everybody.
Dude, so for anybody who didn't see the fight, which I didn't see the whole fight, I went to a baby shower the next day and people started showing me videos and I just couldn't get enough, dude. It was too good.
Yeah. By the way, disclaimer, I just want to tell everyone out there, before you try and go say anything on Reddit, I know Conor McGregor could kick my tail. Like, okay, so I'm not disagreeing with you right now.
No,
I'm just going to say.
There's probably millions of people in this world that could kick the crap out of me.
Exactly.
I'm not afraid to admit that, dude. That's perfectly fine.
Doesn't mean I can't have fun at their expense, but
I don't go around. I don't go around telling everybody that I can kick the crap out of them.
Exactly.
That's the difference.
That's right.
So he's been talking crap to this dude for a long time, right? And I didn't actually see the video, but I was told that at the weigh-in that he actually kicked the dude when they were supposed to go face-to-face after they weighed in. And
just for a photo op.
Yeah, dude. Basically, yeah.
But he kicks him.
And he kicks him, yeah. And then
not cool, man.
So they go 3 rounds. Khabib is just kind of playing with him and then chokes him out every time. And then at the end, he beats the crap out of him a little bit, and then he chokes him out, but it was more like he just wanted to tear his head off.
Oh, no.
He's trying to turn him into a Pez dispenser.
Oh, dude, yeah. It was brutal, dude.
He's like, give me some of them sweets. Give me them sweets.
Yeah. I mean, McGregor's like tapping out, dude, and he's just not letting go. Like, he wants to kill this guy. And
like,
so finally they get him off, dude. Khabib spits on him. He's walking back to his part of the octagon. He starts talking crap to his jiu-jitsu coach. McGregor's jiu-jitsu coach. They exchange words for about 3 to 5 seconds, and then he runs around the official, jumps over the fence, and then chases down the coach in the crowd and beats the crap out of him in the crowd.
Oh my gosh.
Makes you wonder.
There's got to be a rule against this.
What was said in 3 to 5 seconds that just... Oh, I'm sorry. There's just way too much creatine flowing in that place.
Well, dude, you know, the thing is that McGregor was talking crap to him for so long, dude, about his family and about his religion and about his country and all these different things. I think they just built up, and it was just like, how can I disrespect McGregor even more? I will beat the piss out of the dude that trains him.
That was pretty good.
It's like if Apollo Creed would have punched Mick's lights out.
Dang it. Yeah, dude. So if you haven't seen the video, you definitely have to watch the video. It's pretty funny. One of the things, too, they were interviewing Dana White after, and they're like, dude, are you guys going to strip his belt from him? And he goes, you know what? He has to worry about the state police, the gaming commission, all these different people. He goes, the last thing he should be worried about is whether or not he's going to get my belt.
His mom. Got to be worried about his mom.
He's brought shame on his family. That's enough.
But, dude, whatever you wanted to see in a UFC fight, that was it right there, dude. That was the one.
That's why the UFC never gets old. Ever.
Yeah, dude.
Ever.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, speaking of things that never get old, when we come back, Drew, another edition of Backyard Philosophy. And I heard it's gonna suck. Pun intended. We'll be right back.
Come join me in my backyard. This is Backyard Philosophies with Drew Carroll. Hoo-doo! Okay, so this past week I was sitting in my backyard, and I don't know if you guys have had a problem with mosquitoes this year at all.
There's like no mosquitoes in Utah, so it's beautiful.
That's because hardly anything can live in Utah.
Okay, so you guys don't have mosquitoes?
Man, I feel like I haven't seen, and maybe it's too cold here, but I remember, dude, growing up, living in Chowchilla, bro, mosquitoes for days. So I feel you.
Yeah, it's been terrible. It's been terrible this year.
I'm actually kind of surprised. I don't feel like I've dealt with a whole lot of mosquitoes.
Oh, dude, I have gotten tore up, dude. Me and my wife both. It's just been like a buffet. It's just been nonstop, dude. So I started to look things up, and one of the things I found was it was like the top 20, it wasn't even a top 20, but it was like 20 causes of death. And it starts out small, and it starts out with things like peanuts and, how many people it kills a year.
Yeah.
Mosquitoes are sitting at number 2.
Right now.
Yeah. Right behind humans are number 1 killer for humans.
What?
Yeah, wait. Number 2 is mosquitoes.
Give some context. This was the top 20 killers of human beings?
No, it started out with small things, dude, like peanuts. Peanut allergy kills 100 people a year or whatever, and so on. And then it keeps building up, and they talk about Bengal tigers and how it kills 500 people a year, which that's terrifying, dude.
It really is, because that seems like a lot.
Yeah. Dude, it's because of places like India and
I always thought Australia was the place that you don't want to go, and I still believe that to this day. But it's really sounding like India is like the number 2 place you don't want to go,
or Africa, dude. Okay, because this is the thing: mosquitoes kill it was like 500,000 people a year, dude, because of viruses and diseases.
So it's not the mosquitoes that kill the people; it's
yes,
the viruses
it is.
that carry.
No, but if there wasn't mosquitoes, they wouldn't be carrying that virus around.
Are you sure?
Positive.
Can you prove that?
No.
Once again, just bringing allegations.
So we're lucky to be in an area where it's pretty much just a mosquito bite and it's annoying. But then I started thinking, what is the point of these mosquitoes? Why do we have them in the first place?
Yeah.
It's basically to feed mosquito fish, right? They don't really have any other purpose other than that.
Okay.
And just to be an annoyance.
Did you also look up what the point of mosquito fish is?
No, dude, I stopped caring. I'm like, okay, we got to wipe both of these things out immediately, dude.
Why do the things that you need to go extinct don't go extinct?
So, basically it comes down to mosquitoes are around because these fish feed on their larvae.
Okay.
Their eggs.
Okay.
So that's the only conclusion that they can really come to with it. And then also maybe it kind of helps decrease the population a little, not a lot, 500,000 a year. It's a lot. So
it's part of the ecosystem.
Yeah, but it's one that needs to go away, but unfortunately it's impossible. So unless this is what I started thinking about a couple different things. If we started injecting ourselves with things, right, that mosquitoes don't like.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
I will hear you out. However, I am a firm no as of right now.
Sure. And then the other thing I started thinking about is what kind of a amazing world would it be if mosquitoes just did something good for you?
What if before they bit you, they did like a little song and dance?
Sure.
Just right on your arm,
Or
little entertainment before they
they're paying the toll.
Yeah, exactly.
Or remove fat from your body instead of blood and poison.
That one's better, I think.
Wait.
Or inject
so rather than
protein.
sucking blood, they're like small liposuction machines.
Yes, dude.
That are just making everybody fit in the summer.
Yeah. The irony behind that, though, I mean, would you still get the bump? Because I could see a lot of people wanting to just be eaten by mosquitoes.
Just walking around all bumpy.
Yeah, dude.
I just went to the mosquito room.
No. Kind of like the irony behind it is you're trying to get them to suck the fat out, but because so many bumps are left, you just look like a wrinkly pickle. Afterwards.
Oh my gosh. Wrinkly pickle. Don't look that up on Urban Dictionary. Anyway.
Don't look that up anywhere, dude.
Wait, can we go back to the injecting yourself with stuff
I don't know what it would be with, dude. I don't even want to talk about him again because I got made fun of last time. But my friend Luke said that he's never been bitten by a mosquito.
He is full of it. There's no way he's never been bitten by a mosquito.
Dude, he honestly can't think of a time where he's had a mosquito bite.
Is he German?
Wait, is this the same?
The same Luke
who has your photo hanging in his garage multiple times?
3.
Three.
That's because
yeah.
I was the ping pong champion. Put
That's
context
right.
into that. It's not just a photo of me hanging in his garage.
Sure.
It's bad on him, not on you.
It's just a normal friendship that you guys keep chalking up to be more than it is.
That's what everyone says before they go get married in Vegas.
Anyways, back to mosquitoes.
Is ping pong, is that an innuendo for something?
No, dude, it's ping pong.
Devil's triangle? Is that word? Anyways.
All right, so whatever. If mosquitoes sucked fat, that'd be awesome.
No, I'm sorry, I'm with Rob. I do want to kind of know like what you meant by injecting ourselves.
I don't know, man. I have to imagine that maybe there's some sort of like superhuman blood out there that mosquitoes just aren't having it, dude. So if you just got like just a little, maybe it creates.
So you're
more.
You're saying we should all inject ourselves with Luke's blood?
That's not what I'm saying.
No.
Wait, so what you're saying is that Luke
I'm
is
gonna put
like
his phone number out there, and anybody who wants it to hit up about a proposition, go ahead. And,
I'm just trying to draw these things
Luke?
together.
dude,
Okay,
I don't. That's just an example. Like he says that he's never been bitten by a mosquito. So I'm just saying maybe there's something. I'm not saying even with him. Who knows, dude? Maybe he's this crazy superhero, dude, and like something like you see in the movies, and he has this.
Here's what I'm saying. What if, a la zombie apocalypse, there's always the person who's immune to the virus. What if he is the key
What if he's
to the
that
cure?
guy?
Yeah, he is patient zero. Like he's the guy that
If that's the case, we should probably go lock him up somewhere.
Well, the good news is if you do that, he's going to get really good at ping pong.
Nah, dude, he'd still have to play the champ every day. Dang it. So anyways, dude, the moral of the story was not about Luke. It was about what if mosquitoes did something cool for you rather than something annoying for you. But you guys always want to talk about Luke.
Do we? Actually, I hadn't thought about Luke until you mentioned his name. So, just saying.
I was bringing it up as an example, but what if mosquitoes just added something to you? Like your nutrients and you have to eat. You don't have to waste time eating.
But
They just flew
I like eating.
What if they injected you with ribs?
with ribs. Like a McRib sandwich. Like
What if mosquitoes were bigger and they just like dumped food into your mouth?
what if the mosquito was like a
getting really
mama
weird.
bird and they were just
I feel like we're trying to extend this, and it needs to stop. Like,
it's getting a little freaky.
I'm just getting all these movie ideas, dude.
yeah, maybe you can hit up the wave of Sharknado.
All right. Well, hey, speaking of keeping the conversation going, tonight we got an awesome listener question from, tried and true, Mr. Joey Pancakes via Facebook. This guy's always good for a good one. You know what I mean?
I do.
I don't.
Okay.
Excellent.
This is what he asks us. Which two common sideshow performers, and in parentheses he says, like the bearded lady, the sword swallower, maybe the Siamese twins, the midget, all that good stuff. Those are so politically incorrect terms. Anyways, what two common sideshow performers would make the best buddy cop duo? We're making a buddy cop movie.
I thought about this one a little bit, and the one that I would absolutely love to see, because I feel like there'd just be a lot of irony in it, would be the Irish Giant with Dog Boy. Like that would be, and he's actually a canine unit.
Oh my god!
I mean, can't you see it? I mean, like,
Okay, I think
ahead.
it's called Four-Leaf Rover.
that was like, you're lucky you got that big of a laugh on that one. It was pretty corny, but I liked it. Four-Leaf Rover.
The Irishman and the Dog Boy.
I think it could work, but I don't know. I just imagine him like
Does
you know,
Dog Boy have special senses like he can smell
No,
strong?
he's just hairy.
He's just a hairy guy.
Yeah, he's just hairy. But still, it makes a lot of sense
So
to me.
he's Michael J. Fox and
Yes.
Teen Wolf.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, no. Wait a minute. Teen Wolf could like slam dunk and play the guitar and ride on top of a car. This is just a dude who's really hairy.
Normal people can do everything you just mentioned.
He's absolutely right. I mean, I had the same question go through my mind. I'm like, so what?
Actually, in high school, I saw a kid ride on top of a car. It wasn't that impressive. So he's just a hairy individual with a big individual.
Yeah, pretty much. But I mean, the whole point was like circus folk being in a buddy cop movie.
Yeah.
And, you know, I mean, I think it works. And I, you know, the more I think about it, I think Rob's title for this show is, I'm starting to dig it, man. I'm starting to dig it. 4-Leaf Rover. I'm enjoying it. I mean, I think it works.
Start working on the script.
Yeah. You know how Shaquille O'Neal can't fit in like hardly any car? That's what would also be funny about it is the Irish Giant, like every time he's trying to get out, it would be like a pain in the neck for him to get in and out of the car, you know? And then maybe like Dog Boy just comes jumping out of the sunroof, you know, like every time they hit the scene. I don't know.
Nice, dude.
That's what came to my mind first. I thought that would be great. I don't know how you top that. But
I don't either.
Maybe I assume that you're going to top it right now. So what do you got?
I'm going to do my best. So, General Tom Thumb.
Right.
The little guy.
The little man.
The little man.
The little man.
At the peak of his height was 2 feet, 8.5 inches.
Yeah.
Stopped growing at 6 months old. And then I thought the original Siamese twins, Chang and Eng.
Okay.
3 minds working on one case, dude. You just add a character to the picture, dude. And then you have the little guy, right, who can get into all the tight spaces for all the evidence.
we really went 2 different ways about this. So what's the special power that Chang and Yang?
Eng. Chang and Eng. I don't know, dude.
Okay,
Yeah.
what do they bring to it? You got the little man that can get through crawly
you got
spaces.
2 minds working on. That's an extra mind that you are adding to the picture now.
Are they working on it, or do you think they'd just be fighting the entire time?
Well, that's
Dude, they're mind melded, bro. They're finishing each other's sentences. It's
getting to ideas quicker, dude. I like what you're doing here.
They're working in unison.
Okay. It's like having 2 cops in one, is what you're saying.
I'm saying with that, when you play that character,
dude, would you be able to take a cop serious if they stepped out of the car and there's 2 of them, but they're attached to each other?
dude?
Like, I mean, catch me if you can.
They're probably just incredible detectives.
Sure.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. They're like a mastermind, dude.
Okay.
So when you play that, it's like if you're looking at all these guys like their cards, which when you look at them that way, dude, when you're playing that one, it's like you're doubling up your mind power.
Now what I'm thinking of is that these 2 guys are the future of policing, not back then. So technically they're Minority Report.
Well, all of
They're the savants. Like
none of these people back then were allowed to do anything except the circus.
Okay, guys.
Dang it.
All right. Well, but it's a new day.
Maybe that's what
it's
it
a
is.
New day. It's a new year. It's a new century.
Sure, dude. And
Dude, it's a new millennia.
yes.
So
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe they're traveling around investigating circus crimes.
Wait, is the circus still a thing?
no.
And isn't it more of like a
No.
like a performance?
No,
rather
it actually
than,
went bankrupt after they got rid of the elephants. Yeah. Like it's done. So they could, however, investigate carnies.
Those are still thriving and well.
There's always that backboard.
Just everything is a case of meth, so we're good.
Solved.
Yeah.
Okay. I can get on board with it. Rob.
You know, I tended to go down the road of, I think if you took the bearded lady and you put her with Tom Thumb, I think you have the most successful undercover vice unit that you've ever had, because the bearded lady can pose as both a man and a woman. And once they infiltrate into
Don't tell her that.
Dude, this is me. Anyway, once they infiltrate the crime ring, dude, just hiding up under the dress is Tom Thumb. He busts out with the machine gun. It's time to bust some bad guys, right?
Like Scarface style?
Yeah. She says, she lifts up her dress and says, say hello to my little friend. And then he comes out.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, Leaf Rover writes itself. I mean, there's not much else we can do with it. So.
And that was pretty quick, man, the way you got on that, because just for everyone's information, we did not share these before the show. So, Rob, I got to give you credit on that one. I'm digging the show right now. I'm digging the show.
All right. There you go. All right. Well, hey, speaking of keeping the conversation going, make sure you hit us up on Twitter at youmehepodcast or Instagram at youmehepodcast. We want to hear from you. What do you think? What sideshow duo would make the best buddy cop show? Hit us up and let us know. Now, fellas, as we come to the end of our time, as always, let us talk about what we've learned. Number one, we've cut a lot of jokes here today, fellas, but I think we've all established that Drew's friend Luke is probably a legitimate superhero, and we should all take him very seriously. Sorry, Luke. Don't kill him. We're going to need your blood someday to save humanity.
Dude,
Okay?
I'd be pumped if someone said that about me.
Number two, we just found out tonight, but I feel like I can do a pretty good Alex Jones impression, so we're going to be using this a little bit more. Talking about the globalists.
And the lizard people.
The interdimensional lizard people. And number three, coming this summer, 4-Leaf Rover. I think it's got legs, fellas. Pun intended. I think it's going to be good. Anyways.
Nicely done.
As always, we just want to say thank you so much for listening and supporting the show. Make sure that wherever you get your podcast, you go and leave us a review there. And if you leave us a 5-star, we really appreciate it. It helps out the show. Make sure you go and check out our Patreon. It's at patreon.com/youmehepodcast. Sign up there today, and you're going to get access to all that cool stuff, including some of the deleted audio that we had today during the break, and some of the deleted audio that's going to come when we go off the air right now. So
that's right. Yes. Scary thought.
It's worth it. And as always, until next time, I'm your host, Rob Lambert.
This is Jonathan Davis.
Yes.
We made a podcast for you. Have a good night, everybody.